Hey everybody, Jason from Joyful Noyz. Thanks for checking in. Going to do a video on the wedge that I have on my keeper's concealment holster. So I showed in my last video the wedge that came with the holster kind of is made of a softer material, and when using it, it kind of crushed down. So a lot of people, what they do is they end up using a yoga block one. This is the one that I have made out of a yoga block, and I'll show you kind of how I did that. So you just buy a regular yoga block, get it on Amazon or Walmart, or 10, 15 bucks. It's a real dense material that works out really well. So what I did was I can see that I started off by cutting off a piece of the yoga block, about that much of the yoga block, just cut it off to start shaping it. And then take the piece and kind of cut it down into somewhat of a shape that you're trying to get to. Once you get to this shape, cut down the sides, and it cuts real easy with just a knife, or a serrated knife works really well on it, like a bread knife works really well. Once you get it down to where you kind of want the size that you need, you can take this, and what I used it on, I used a bench grinder, and I just sit there and with the bench grinder kind of grind it down. You could use like a table sander, one of the belt sanders. You could probably sand it by hand, probably take you a while, but some kind of power sander or power grinder, bench grinder, anything like that, to be able to kind of shape it into the form that you want. So then I got the form that I wanted. Once I got the form that I wanted, you can kind of see this there. Got the form that I wanted. I put on the back of it, I put the hook and loop. So on the holster, I got the fuzzy part of it, the hook and loop, the loop part, and then just took the adhesive hook part, put it right on the back, and it will attach, right on the holster. So to kind of demonstrate it for you a little bit, what it will do, what the difference is in it, and what this helps out with, like I said, it helps out with us bigger guys that will kind of have our belly pushes out on the gun, and it prints a lot more this way. So as you can see on there, I'll kind of show you this way. You can kind of see it pushing out. See how it pushes out right there? My belly, my tactical tummy kind of pushes out on it right there. So what you do is you take the wedge. The wedge goes on the bottom. So now the wedge is going to push against my body. So if it's pushing out like that, once it pushes against the body, it'll push the gun back into my stomach, and then it will help it from printing so much. So put it on here like this. Get her put in. Just like that. And now you can see how it's not printing. Where the gun is not printing, unless I push my belly out like that. But now the gun is not printing, depending on how tight the t-shirt is, how big the gun is, a couple little different factors of that. So that's kind of how I use the wedge. So you can make yourself a wedge. These yoga block wedges, there's lots of videos out there on how to do it too. I'm just kind of showing you mine real quick. It was really easy to do. Get yourself some yoga blocks, some knives, and just take your time, just cut the shapes. You mess it up, they're not that expensive, so you're not really gonna be out a lot of money, but try it. For us bigger guys, it kind of helps. Even smaller guys can help too. It just helps with printing, helps push the gun into you a little bit easier. All right, so hope that was helpful, hope that was useful for everybody, and get out there and try and do the best you can to try and carry as easy as you can. So this is Jason from Joyful Noyz reminding you, train to live, live to train. See you guys at the range.